Instagram is dead. That's the negativity that I keep seeing from everybody online, but it's not the truth. And I know if you guys are subscribed to this channel, you probably want to grow your Instagram account. Maybe you're not where you want to be at. Maybe you've been struggling. Today, I'm going to talk about both the actual things that you can do and the mindset that you can have to make sure that you're growing on Instagram this year. I'm going to tell you why it's so important that you do stick with it. And I just want to be clear, I have been one of those voices to say that Instagram is dead or that Instagram is dying. But right now, I think Instagram's headed in a good direction. And I want to talk about some of the ways that you can continue to grow on this platform. One thing that I learned running social media for a business is between all of our different platforms, even before our Instagram had the biggest following out of any of our platforms, I was getting the most reach and exposure on our Instagram. And the reason for that is if you know what you're doing and you're willing to try things and learn things, the tagging on Instagram is way better than any other platform. There's so many ways that you can tag on Instagram that you can't tag on other social media platforms. I mean, think about it. You get 30 hashtags. You can do location tags. You can add tags into the alt text that are going to help you to be found, right? You can tag people. You can tag products. You can get tagged in sounds that you use. And now with this recent update that they've rolled out, you can tag up to 3 topics on your reel to help it get found. So you look at that, and Instagram has the most tagging options out of any social media platform. They've provided more ways for you to potentially try and get found by your target audience than any other social media platform. Even YouTube, who does a great job with their tagging features, description, all that, is not at that level. And you know, a lot of people that are newer to social media growth, social media marketing, taking all that serious, they think it's all about numbers. How many followers can I put up? Oh, I can put up this many on TikTok, and the time I can put up this many on Instagram. But the number one thing that you should be concerned with is the quality of your follower, not the quantity. On Instagram, you can get in front of a very targeted audience. If you want to get in front of jazz players in Texas, you can do that, right? It's a little bit harder to do that on other platforms because there's not as many tagging options to be hyper specific. When you're going to sell a product or if you want a specific audience, you want to make sure that you are getting specific with your tags, and that's where Instagram excels. I'll give you an example of why that's important too. I've got a buddy who posts a lot of gym-related content, but on TikTok, he posted a reel about relationships. It's kind of just a funny little thing about girls. But that ended up going viral, and he had a bunch of women following him that weren't into gym content. So the real threat there is, oh no, what if now in the future, when I post gym-related content, it doesn't get any engagement and it actually gets buried in TikTok's algorithm because I went viral and got the vast majority of my followers for relationship content. You can potentially get those content mismatches when you don't have the ability to be specific with your tags, selecting your audience. Once again, that's where Instagram excels. And I would also argue that when you are building that audience, Instagram actually has more growth hacks and capabilities for fast and early growth than a lot of other platforms do. The follow for follow method, by example, works better on Instagram than it does on other platforms. You can go in and say, okay, all these people are liking this kind of content that's very close to mine. I'm going to follow them. And on Instagram, a follow has more weight than it does on another platform like TikTok. So you're going to get more followers back. When you're early on trying to grow and you're trying to get that traction, you're going to have more success with follow for follow on Instagram than you will on any other social media platform, in my experience. And another thing is shout out for shout out. It's a lot easier to do a shout out for somebody and have a shout out done for you back on Instagram than it is on other platforms. It's very common that you would repost somebody's post to your story and say follow them on Instagram, and they'll do that back for you than let's say TikTok or YouTube. That doesn't really happen on YouTube. But on Instagram, you can make that happen multiple times a day if you want to. And something else worth adding is the $80 strategy. Now, this is something coined by Gary Vee, but it's something that does work on Instagram if you guys are struggling to grow right now. Basically, every day you want to reach out to 50 to 100 accounts that have similar audiences to the audience that you want. And you want to comment something valuable on their posts, something real, something funny, something tangible that their audience is going to resonate with, right? You want to immerse yourself into that audience, and you want people to be familiar with, oh, I've seen that page before. Let me click on that. Let me check out their page. That's an organic way that you can help grow your page early on. And something that I've seen with a lot of my friends and stuff too that really frustrates me is a lot of times when you're ready to give up on Instagram and you're not seeing the growth you want, it's because you're looking at a very short time horizon. You're like, I posted every day for a week and I don't have 1 million followers. It's like, dude, you don't think everybody else can try doing that? You got to stand out from the competition for a long period of time. You got to show Instagram, you got to show audiences that this is a page worth following. You're going to deliver value and you're here to stay, right? Most of the time in life, the things worth having don't come quick. They don't come free. They don't come easy. You're going to have to work for it. And that's something that I really want you guys to take away from this video is the mental aspect. If you really want it, you need to act like you want it. You can't post every day for 2 weeks and then go, why am I not getting followers? You got to consistently get better, and you've got to do that over a year plus if you want to see fast growth. On my Trap Theory page, I was growing that when Reels were going crazy, and it still took me around a year before I saw crazy growth on that page. So I say all of that to say, don't give up just because you're not seeing what you want yet. Stick with it and keep getting better, and then let's talk in a year or two. And another thing that I want to emphasize is I can stand here and give you growth hacks all day, but that's not going to help you as much as just having good content, right? A lot of times when we think our content is good, it's really not as good as we think it is. That's just the honest truth. This is social media. These are real people. You can't fake content. If your content is not good, people are not incentivized to follow you. If your content is exceptional, then you can start expecting people to follow you because you're really going above and beyond. You're killing the competition. You're standing out. You're different. So that's one way that I think Instagram too stands out from other platforms is on TikTok, all I can make is video. On Instagram, I can decide to make a reel today. Tomorrow, if I don't feel like making a reel, I can throw out a photo and I can still get potentially good reach. And that's one thing on Instagram too, is for a lot of pages, reels perform better, but for some pages, images and carousels do perform better than reels. So part of that content game is just going to be testing out different forms of content, testing out, am I doing photos? Am I doing videos? Which ones are performing better? Testing out different hashtags. The testing of your content is going to be the most important thing that you can do, and constantly thinking about how to put out better content. And with that, there are some universal truths that you want to focus on with your content. By example, reels that use trending sounds tend to do better if that sound is relevant to your niche, to what you talk about. So using trending sounds can be super powerful. Also, you want to add long captions to your post, right? That's going to increase the amount of time that people are spending on your post, which is ultimately going to help it to go further in the algorithm. If you don't know, there's really 5 metrics that matter for engagement on Instagram, and that are going to help dictate how far your post is going to go in the algorithm. Number 1 is likes, number 2 is comments, number 3 is saves, number 4 is shares, and then number 5 is watch time, or the amount of time that people are spending on your post. Those 5 things are going to dictate the quality to Instagram of your post. And when your post or your content is higher quality by those metrics, Instagram is going to tend to push it out to more people. So those are things that you want to watch out for, things that you want to boost, and things that you want to do to get more reach on Instagram. And when you're using all of these different features that I've talked about, you're using sounds on Reels, you're writing these long detailed captions into your content, you want to make sure that you're doing that and you're curating that towards the audience that you want to build. You want to make sure that you're really using Instagram and all of its functionality to say, hey, this is the target customer. This is the target follower that I want more of. Because Instagram's algorithm is actually very intelligent. And over time, as your page passes about 3K followers, you're really getting on the Explore page now, the Reels algorithm is pushing you out there further. They're going to use your existing followers and your existing engagement to say, we think this is the person that they're trying to target with this page. We think that this is the kind of audience they want. We're going to try to get in front of more people that look like that. They're going to use your existing followers to copy and paste those attributes to try and get you more followers in the future, especially as you grow. So it's very important that you use Instagram's functionality to focus on the quality of your follower. And you know what? This might be a little bit above the pay grade of this video, so to speak, but sometimes that means removing followers. Sometimes that means saying, ooh, I've identified that this follower is not who I want in my audience. They're probably not going to engage with a lot of my future content. Let me get them out of here. You know, being able to identify ghost followers as people that are anchoring your page down, not helping with your engagement, getting rid of those guys. It doesn't take a huge following to start making money on Instagram, and I'll prove that to you guys. The business that I manage, our Instagram, we only had about 600 followers when I posted about a new brand of bike that we got, and I had tagged it in such a way that I knew it was going to get out to the exact target audience that I wanted. And within a couple days, somebody came into our shop and dropped $3,500 on a bike. Those are sick, huh?
Yeah. When I was buying my bronze, man, I was searching around for one of these. I love the name.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that gets me to it.
Yeah, we were talking actually probably just 10 minutes ago about how like their branding, their like design and everything is just, it's got to be the coolest out of all the mountain bikes.
I saw the Facebook post and went, oh, I know where I'm going tomorrow. Yeah.
So.
I'm glad you did it.
Hey, well, thank you guys. We appreciate it. It's not always about the quantity, how many followers you get. Instagram is great for that quality of follower. If you really want somebody tangible that's going to follow you, if you want somebody that's going to spend money with you, you want somebody that's going to rock with you, comment on your stuff. Instagram is still that place. And this last point that I want to make isn't specific to just Instagram. It's more of a commentary on social media more broadly. But the amount of opportunity that you're going to have in a lifetime, if you're prolific about posting, especially on a personal page, you're getting your name out there, you're achieving things and doing things on social media, you're going to have way more opportunity over a lifetime than if you're quiet, you don't embrace social media, you don't use it as the marketing tool that it is for yourself, for your page, for your business, whatever it is that you're trying to build. This job that I got at the bike shop, man, it was actually a boss that I had at another job who saw that I had grown an Instagram account to over 30,000 followers. I'd run ads for his other business. He knew that I was capable of marketing and learning these things. And he was like, hey man, I want you to run the social media for this bike shop. You know, you've done good work for me in the past, and I think you've got the skill set. And that's not an opportunity that I would have had, you know, if I wouldn't have consistently stayed on this journey, if I wouldn't have consistently been doing these things, posting on YouTube, staying with it. Your opportunity could be bigger or smaller than mine, but either way, that's an opportunity. You know, if you stick with it, you're going to see a lot more relationships popping up in your life, things falling into place because people have seen you on social media and they rock with you. You just got to be authentic and you got to be you.